Hey everyone, and welcome to Anchor Watch, our weekly late night below deck chat where Josh and I, and a special guest this week, take over Adam's channel to talk about the most popular show on Bravo television, which is Below Deck. So let's go ahead and welcome Josh and our very special friend, Greg. Hey down there.
I love those 30 sensual seconds you started us off with.
Oh, yeah. You know, I feel like we just needed to count down because we were running a little late, trying to get things ready. And I'm trying to match Adam's other lives. You know, he does this great countdown that I created. So, no, I'm just kidding. We needed it tonight.
Might as well use it.
Oh, yes. Ding, 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 guys. Welcome to Anchor Watch. Again, it's our late night Below Deck chat where we take over Adam's channel to talk about Below Deck, which is, in my opinion, the best show on Bravo. And yet again,
100%.
Below Deck Med is just hitting the ratings like high, like hitting way more than Housewives. Good. We need that. Fun show. It's definitely yes, we do need that. We do need that. Listen, I did a poll in the chat. That was kind of funny.
I didn't read all the options.
Not Adam, but I don't know if Josh really appreciated it, but we have to definitely look that over really quick.
I did the same thing on Scantrons, and I always forgot to read the last option.
Oh, the last option is always the best option, right?
I know. I read it after I clicked.
Well, I asked everyone, okay, what is Z dressed as for his stripper act this week? Because we had a stripper act because we had a charter that really couldn't leave the dock too much and had to go back early. So that puts the pressure on the crew. We had to figure it out. And I just wanted to know what people thought Z was dressed as for a stripper act. I put a golden Captain Sandy, a fancy prostitute, or Anchor Watch Josh. And Josh, second is the best. You were second.
Mildly offensive, but I'll go with it. Just to be recognized is an honor. Yeah. Although I will say, not far from what I wore on Cirque du Soleil. So,
you know what? So crazy. And I don't mean to divert here really quick because I do have a couple things to start us off with tonight. But I did find Josh. It's crazy. My mom, she's leaving our house that we grew up in, and she keeps sending me stuff. And I have a lot of memorabilia from when we did Cirque du Soleil. And she sent us one of those creator notebooks. Like before the show got a real program, we had these creator notebooks with photos, and there are some great shots of you. So I'm gonna have to send one of those.
Can I take a bad photo?
I mean, absolutely. I'm gonna screenshot this and post it on Instagram and see what people vote on tomorrow.
Oh my god!
If this is a good photo or a bad photo.
I'm becoming subject to too many polls. Welcome back, Greg. Greg, this episode wasn't the most dynamic, we'll say. It was good, but it wasn't the most dynamic. It wasn't, and I kind of feel like we keep dragging you in every time the episodes are like that. You are the filler guy.
I'm a fluffer. I've noticed the pattern. It's like I help out on the episodes where it's just a whole bunch of buildup.
You know, and that's why we have you. Whenever there's a shitty episode, you can know that we will have Greg on the show the next day. So at least we know where we sit with that. Yeah. No, I mean, there were lots that happened this episode with your new cast member, new deckhand. The ending was like, okay, we knew this was going to happen again. But I want to start off by saying I just want to thank all the subscribers and mods for Up and Adam, all the members community, which right now Google is running a great discount on memberships. If you guys want to join Up and Adam's memberships, you can go ahead and do so. We charge $2.99 for a monthly membership. I think it's at $149 right now because Google is giving like a 50% off. And you can catch all of our behind the scenes, our personal videos. We have some really cool behind the scenes footage coming up, and that's what's going to steer me into every week. I wear this hat. Worth Avenue Yachts is an amazing yacht brokerage, one of the only gay owned yacht brokerages in the world, based out of Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, Monaco, Seattle. They have offices everywhere. They are fantastic. And we are going to the Fort Lauderdale boat show in October and doing a whole behind the scenes. They treated us so well with Captain Sean. We got to go on Motor Yacht Bold, which is one of the biggest yachts out there right now, and just see how this all works. So if you guys are interested I'm going to put the description the link in the description below to go to Worth Avenue Yachts, check out some of the boats they have, what the charters they offer. I mean, it's one thing to watch it on TV, but to go really check it out on the website is kind of cool.
Well, little pro tip, guys. I follow their Instagram account, which makes my friends think that I'm wealthier than I am. You know what I mean? Like,
you ask buying questions.
Yeah. I follow that. A couple lingerie shops.
Yeah.
It really looks like I'm a fancy,
like what flooring options? What flooring options would I have in my yacht when I buy it?
Yeah.
I mean, and they offer some amazing charters too. Some that are not as like, crazy expensive as you think, but I mean, they pretty much are, I think. I want to say. But I want to thank also all of our subscribers, our mods for being here all the time, especially this late at night. And I wanted to start off with this because, Greg, we first had you on here when we were talking about below deck sailing, right?
Correct.
So, Josh, you're going to love this. Or was it?
Or was it that? Oh, nope. You're right. It was
it season 9 of Below Deck? The worst season of Below Deck?
And then you had me on to interview you about Cirque du Soleil. And if people haven't seen that, they need to go and watch it because I think it's very interesting. My part's not interesting, but your part's very interesting.
My part is probably a little more interesting than Jason's, if I remember.
Leave that up to
Josh, there's something called you have the star and then you have the ensemble. Or in what do we call it in Cirque? Les troupes maison or le house troupe?
I know in Greek shows you would have been called part of the chorus, I believe, Jason. Anyways, also too, I've been having so much fun. So I don't know if you guys saw, there were like 80 some odd comments on the last episode we did. Maybe like 10 of them are mine. But because I'm responding to people, but I'm having so much fun with all of, look, it's great being on Adam's channel. It brings not only our naughty yachties, but also so many new people. And it's fun because I got to say the whole Dave, Natasha thing, super divisive. Looking back on the episode, we maybe took an unpopular opinion kind of, but
I want to start off with that actually, but sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, what I do like is while people are passionate in their feelings, people are also respectful in the way that they're expressing it and having like good conversations. So I'm having a blast engaging in the comments. All of our people who are watching on replay, live, the chat is going wild. But if you're watching as part of our replay crew, leave a comment. If you have a question for us, we are definitely going to respond. Jason and I, every few days, we try to get on and respond and stuff like that. Ask Greg a question.
I'm a real slow reader. So
so maybe just
it might be a few weeks later.
Keep your questions under 5 words for Greg.
It's like in Twitter, right? It's like 140 characters. Just keep it like that, and Greg will get back to you. Okay, so we had some news today. Thank you to Below Deck Sailing Twitter, Sailing Yacht Twitter, and also TV Deets. That season 4 of Below Deck Sailing is now filming, and there are 2 very familiar faces, Josh. Very, very familiar faces.
Our favorite brother and sister.
Our favorite brother and sister couple looking friends. Daisy and Gary are officially filming, as well as Captain Glenn. I was going to call him Gary. I don't know why, but Gary is who we're looking at right now. Captain Glenn. And I'm curious. I don't know where they are, though. I didn't read too far into that, but it is confirmed that they are returning.
That apartment building looks like something in Van Nuys, California. So I think they're in the deep valley of LA.
They might be. I can tell you where they're not, and that is Malta. Captain Sandy did post this photo of the marina in Malta where she is pulling in Motor Yacht Home in and out. Look at that. This is like parking in a Target parking lot at prime time when all the kids are at school and all the moms are at Target. This is like, where do I park and how do I fit into that space?
Oh my gosh, there's a picture of my boat there.
Yeah. It's way in the back. I don't know if you can see it, guys.
It's kind of hard to see it.
It looks like a dot.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm on the dock with a shopping cart. So
at Target, yes.
I'm waving. Yeah, it's hard to see me, but
Look close.
On high tide, I get it to float. So I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Should we talk about this episode?
Let's talk about this episode. It was a little slower of an episode, I do have to say, and I even cheated, like, and I watched it. I watched it ahead of time after, last week's episode, and I was just kind of like, okay, I got to catch it. I'm just so curious on what's going to happen. Courtney is back, but also like all the stuff that just transpired between Dave and Natasha, as you said, we were reading the comments, just happened. So much so that we're starting the episode now with Kyle changing bunks, changing rooms to move in with Natasha. Dave is going to move in with deckhand Jason. I mean, this is a good move, right? Like, we needed this to happen.
Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, I will say Captain Sandy gave them a shout out, like, hey, they're being professional. They're both doing their jobs. They're both really good at their jobs. And hopefully they're able to just kind of, like Dave said, he was like, look, I'm just pouring myself into my work. I'm just focused on cooking. And good for him. I think that'll get him through. And obviously, like, he's going to get his kudos because he's amazing. And so that'll feel good. And I think it's one of those cases where, he had a fun time with a cute girl. It didn't last. Fortunately, it was literally a month and a half experience of his life. Hopefully he can move on from it pretty easily. Although we'll see what her current actions, at least in this last episode, are going to.
I don't know where I stand with this. And Greg, I want to get your 2 cents on this too, because, we watched kind of like Chef Dave be the bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, he did get drunk. He sent some really nasty texts. He feels bad about his actions. I mean, that's where we're starting off with. Like, he's like, oh shit, I was drunk. I texted all this shit. But then at the same time, it's like, if you think about it in the timeline, we're only starting Charter 3 of this season. So it's been like 2 weeks, right? So all of this has transpired in 2 weeks. That 28-minute hookup in the shower was probably like yesterday. And all of a sudden I'm calling my boyfriend. I want to get back together. No, Dave.
And let's be honest, what did they do for 23 and a half of those minutes? You know what I mean?
Took their clothes off. I don't know. It takes me a while.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, wash your face.
I mean, they took turns, didn't they? No, I'm going to use a word that is probably going to get a little backlash. But I do think that she was a little bit manipulative, and I think she still kind of is. I watched a little bit of What Happens Live afterwards. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, and she was on there after, not this one, but the one before, and she was saying that he was portrayed better than what actually happened. Now, that's obviously her perspective, so, take it with a grain of salt. But I do think that, I don't know. Here's how I see it happening. They hooked up on their previous thing. It's kind of like this forbidden thing for her. It's fun. She's getting extra attention, right? Because she's in a relationship. She's cheating on this boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, current boyfriend, whatever boyfriend. And Dave is like providing that thrill for her. Well, he gets a little over-attached, obviously. And then he has all these expectations going into this charter where he feels like this is like the time, and she's told him that she's going to break up and like they're going to do it, but they have to, take time or whatever. I think what happened was she realized that it wasn't as thrilling. It wasn't what she was trying to get out of it initially, maybe, and that she probably still has feelings for this other guy. And so then she just kind of like cold shouldered and ignored him a lot. And I think she knew what she was doing by like not responding to him or doing things like that. And I think that's a little bit manipulative. But then I also, he went off the deep end. So I think that he definitely overstepped his bounds, and alcohol was a huge part of that. And then he felt super remorseful. But I could put myself in his shoes when you have all these expectations going into something, and then they just like totally 180 you, and you're like kind of spinning, like, what am I supposed to be doing? Then on top of that, you're not getting a lot of sleep. You're working your ass off. You're making really good food, doing your job. Meanwhile, she's walking around looking all good, and you just have like nothing you can do about it in a confined space. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I mean,
a very confined space. I mean, literally, even if you do change cabins, you're still like next door. Like I can knock,
and they're sharing a room.
and like you can hear,
yeah,
they're sharing a room.
So, like on the first episode, she
It's...
was like, "Well, would it surprise you if I told you I was sleeping naked or something like that?" I'm like, "Okay."
And then
This
there
is
was
gonna be
that
fun
thing,
to
and I
watch.
know she denied it too. When it said, on production that, "Hey, do you want to screw?" I guess that was something that was not in there. Do you remember
like
that? It
the
was like
text?
episode 1. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she said something about that. And then when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she did say that the texts were a lot worse than what was being,
yeah,
read out by production. And
Mhm.
which I get. Like, okay, Chef Dave, he went overboard. He drank a lot. He has a lot of feelings. He feels like, why, when you pick and choose, like if you want to, take a shower for 20 minutes, or if you want to talk, like, why do you get to be the one who decides that when we're both kind of in this together, or you're just leading me on? So his frustrations are building. And then you add alcohol into the mix, and then it's just like a big,
it all comes down to communication. She needed to kind of reciprocate on the communication, maybe put up some boundaries or some sort of barrier. And I think leaving him in this like abyss of nothingness was really hard for him. So
I agree.
I think
I do have to say the way, and I want to compliment this cast and get your guys' 2 cents on this, and live chat too. Please pipe in, because I see you guys going right now. But I want to say, for them to put everything aside and to sit down for the preference sheet meeting, to be professional, to jump in like that, like they are seasoned at what they do. He is a very, talented, very talented chef.
Well,
and she's really good at her job.
But let's see how it goes, because as you posted that photo, she's 10 minutes after Dave leaves her room, she
hugging,
is texting her ex and saying, I want to come back to you. And she had said her ex had cheated on her several times. So I don't know. She's a hot mess. And she also is, I don't know. She kind of, well, this is a little more serious, but I don't know. It sounds like she's almost like the kind of girl who makes excuses for really shitty guys.
I mean, there was this point when she was talking on the phone, Josh, too, where she was just kind of like saying, like, I am a liar, I'm a cheat, I'm not good enough. And it's like, do you want to feel better about that? Because apparently, or what you told other people, is that he did that to you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, why are you making excuses for this guy? Because she's bright. Natasha is not only good at her job, she runs a company that helps put crews on boats. She's, so I'm a little lost here, because I wasn't really feeling that from her.
Well, and Annika brings up a point that she didn't deserve the things that he said to her, and that is 100% true.
That's like 100% true. Those were pretty vile.
He cut to like go deep, and he went way too.
I mean, to me, that's just regardless of what the fight was like for him, to go that far. I mean, I said that last week. Like, he went way too far, and that's just doesn't matter. Like, people can fight, doesn't mean you strike each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could fight. It doesn't mean you say certain things. I can be very mad at you, and I don't have to resort to that.
I do. I mean, like I said earlier, it's like, it's just a lot. It's just a lot.
Well, the good thing is the two of them, they're both to blame in some capacity.
Yeah.
It sounds like for now, they're being professional, which is nice, because I don't want this to be the only thing that they have really to work with as far as editing goes. And so they just serve us this up every week. More
right. Like Below Deck season 9.
like that. And so luckily there's plenty more going on the ship this week. It's fun watching a burgeoning relationship between Storm and
Natalia. That is something brewing, but I wanted to compliment
in a fun way
to this crew, and minus Reagan here, but I want to compliment this crew on, like,
there she is.
This is a team that I don't think we've seen in a while on Below Deck. A team that really, really works together, have each other's backs, especially when it comes to the professionalism on the boat, especially now that, they have a different bosun. you know, and now you see, okay, the swells are too high. The weather's too bad. Sandy can't take that yacht out of that marina. It's just going to be crazy. So she chooses not to when the third charter comes on board, and she's like, yeah, we're not doing that. You see the exterior jump in with the interior team, which I think is really nice to watch. We also have Courtney is back with us, who came in this episode.
So you remember her?
This one's feeling it. I do. You know, it's so funny. I didn't remember her. And then I was watching scenes they were playing back, and I'm like, oh, yeah, we definitely have seen Courtney before. I'm happy she's back. This was the season that she was on. Now she's back. And before she was a stew. So she's coming in at a time where, you know, Kyle went down this episode because of a toothache, and which is the worst pain in the world. Like, I can't even imagine being in that situation, especially on a boat with needy guests. And in a confined space.
There's probably like really, pressure changes and stuff, maybe.
I would think. And just, you can't get away from anyone with this like horrible pain. And Courtney was able to step in for most of that. But at the same time.
Real quick, I've watched a lot of old timey cartoons. And if he would just tie a bandana up around his head and put a bow on top and walk around like this, it helps. Just so you know.
It's too bad you can't like message him somehow.
Yeah. Let me see if I can maybe show you guys. Actually, I think I have a towel here.
Do you have any toilet paper?
I don't have the toilet paper roll for this, but I do have a towel. So if they just kind of fashioned it like this.
Wait, you got to send this to Kyle.
Tied it on top. You know what? My head's too big for this towel. So
I've given you that feedback.
Are there restrictions on sizes or?
Well, okay, hold on. I almost got a little bow here.
How is your tooth feeling? Was it hurting in the first place?
This works a lot in cartoons, I've noticed. So if Kyle would have done this, he could have done the whole dinner service like this, and I think it would have been fine. So
I think Kyle could have done the dinner service in the glittery dress.
Yeah.
And been amazing.
Yeah. He would have rocked
but
it.
I do have to say, like, you know, with all of these scenes with Natasha, and we're seeing this and her texting her boyfriend, and it's becoming priority to her, right? Because it's important to her. Yeah. And you know, and this is happening. She is kind of ignoring, and this is where it gets me. It's like, God, you guys have such a well-oiled machine. And I think Adrienne Gang said that on her podcast recently, Gangplank Report, which you guys have to check out if you want more Below Deck. It's fun. But she says, you know, this is a well-oiled machine. And now this is like, now you have your really good leader who's really good at her job kind of being sidetracked a little bit and like a little just distracted.
Jason, going back to something you brought up, you were saying how well the exterior crew is helping with the interior. That's one thing I really did appreciate when Courtney came on and Storm gathered the team kind of for their like official little welcome, the whole deck crew. One of the things he said was, hey, and just so you know, like, we really jump in and help the interior. And that is something like any dinner service they've had, you just see them, they're carrying plates, they're doing stuff. And quite frankly, like, I think that's just a good attitude. It's a good
and there's no question
for the crew. There's no question. And quite frankly, it's like, if I'm up, my job is to serve these people. So anything we can do to serve these people, if I've walked around and shammied out everything, shammied all the windows and shammied all the rails, I should be doing anything I can to contribute ultimately towards, you know,
really making the best experience that creates the best tip, the biggest tip. You know, that's something that I noticed on Below Deck,
swelling that tip
sailing, just making that a big tip for the end,
like just bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
I would I don't know how to like visualize that.
I mean, you want to make it so strong.
I mean, listen, Courtney
push.
I'll leave that alone. Courtney did a really good tip joke. I don't know if it was this episode or the one I cheated on and jumped in, but she made a good tip joke, and I'm like, "Are you watching this show?" She's like, "Look, big tip," like that. It wasn't this episode, was it? Is it the next one? Oh, I might have because I cheated a little bit.
Jump ahead.
You just ruined the whole episode.
I jumped ahead, but I've only seen like 20 minutes of it. And Courtney does make a joke, and I'm going to give this. This is a spoiler alert. that she makes a joke about a big tip, and I'm like, holy shit, do you watch Anger Watch?
Hey, real quick, can we just for one moment talk about the Bravo app and how watching shows on the Bravo app adds an extra, 75 minutes of commercials, and they are all about skin diseases, and the side effects are always diarrhea and heartache. And I'm like,
and don't take
two things you don't want to have on a yacht.
Oh my God. I'm like, what the hell am I watching? And it's like every episode I watch feels like it's 3 times longer because I'm watching it on the Bravo app.
If that medication is killing you, you need to stop taking it.
Yes.
I mean, okay. And to get back to this though, with the crew, because I noticed this with Below Deck Sailing last season, that the exterior and interior crew really kind of helped each other out and worked together. I'm seeing it this season. Do you think this has anything to do with Storm now as the bosun? Because he is now the provisional bosun. He's there to prove himself. And he is kind of taking over like a leader. At the same time, though, he has a distraction, just like Natasha, who is another leader, with Natalia and building this friendship,
it's different,
relationship.
Though. He's flirting a little bit and moving on. He's doing what you should do on the yacht. If he walks by the laundry on his way to grab lunch, he spends 30 seconds and flirts with her. And then, Josh, watch on Peacock, not Bravo.
Yeah,
thank
Peacock,
you, Klaus.
There's no commercials.
Oh my God, what the hell am I doing?
It's a 40-minute episode. You don't have to sit there for an hour. It's great. Love Peacock.
Good. My diarrhea thanks you.
Stop taking the medication, Josh.
I can't stop. I want to support Bravo. No, but I think he does a great job of like him and Natalia are Natalia. I always get the two girls confused. Him and Natalia are really good at like they get in, get the laugh, get out. Get in, flirt, get out. Good. Yeah. Move on. It's never been, where is Storm? The whole crew's waiting for him,
Yeah. He's not a lingerer.
No.
This is true. I mean, I want to talk about another relationship too that's kind of taken a 180 on this boat, which is the relationship between Chef Dave and Jason. And we don't talk enough about Jason and Z and Natalia, and I think we're gonna see more to come, like as the season moves on. I mean, we're only episode 6, right? So we're still early in the season. We have we're like a third of the way through the season. Oh. So, a lot can happen. A lot can happen. But
there's so many more.
I find it interesting now that but I'm just like Jason and Chef Dave were like it was just not happening. Even after Chef Dave apologized to Jason for that whole night out incident where he thought Jason was kind of like making moves on Natasha and came back in the crew mess and started just going off on him. They seem to kind of reconcile, but now Jason actually feels for Chef Dave and it's like, dude, I'm here for you. And is this a new brewing friendship that we're seeing?
I noticed that because they had a single of Jason being interviewed and he was giving his like condolences to Dave.
Although didn't people say that on the live he said he would never work with Chef Dave again?
No, he said he wouldn't work with Storm again. And then Stacy just said on Watch What Happens Live, Jason wasn't nice and referring to Chef Dave. And we still have moments that have been previewed on, previews coming up where Jason doesn't feel comfortable within the exterior crew. So I want to see where that gets us and what it is. Because Jason has quite a bit of experience, with his own thing going on too. So watch What Happens Live. Let me tell you about this because Sadie just said I need to watch What Happens Live. So the ratings on Below Deck Med specifically are hitting higher than Housewives, and they consistently hit higher. Now, on Monday nights, when Watch What Happens Live, they film Sunday through Thursday, or it's on Sunday through Thursday. I think they film Sunday through Wednesday. But on Monday, when you have your Below Deck crew on, you have the highest ratings of Watch What Happens Live. What does that tell Bravo? Listen, I know there's a cult following for Housewives, but Below Deck has a following too. And we get a cast change all the time. We get a new yacht. We get a new location. No one's safe. It's like Game of Thrones. We don't know who's going to be.
Did you see who the bartender was last night?
No, I didn't watch last night.
John Mayer.
Oh, John Mayer and Andy Cohen have this little
is that a thing?
Friendship. Yeah, it's a thing. Greg, where have you been?
Catch me up.
Jump into the Bravo world. Yes. John Mayer and Annie Cohen are like best friends.
I've just, towed the water a little bit. It's cold. I'm just not ready to fully jump in.
I dabble in Bravo. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
you do the
listen.
backstrap.
I mean, I do have to say, I'm really excited to see more of Jason, hear his story, and just see kind of where this season goes. But now we really have to talk about, of course, like the return. And Sandy was really happy to see her. So was Z. But the return of Courtney. So Courtney is back, who was a deckhand. She's being used a lot, utilized a lot as a interior.
She was a stew, yeah.
Yeah,
now
so she's like kind of being pushed into that position, but
she brought that up, but she was still like super helpful. And
how do you think? Well, I have a question for you guys. How do you think this is going to change the dynamic of the cast or of the crew right now by bringing her in? Do you think it's not really going to affect them and she's going to jump right in, or do you think there's going to be some kind of, why are you using me on the interior, or I want to prove myself on the deck, or hey Storm.
Like good or bad thing. You go first, Greg. Good or bad?
Yeah, good or bad.
In one word, I think it's going to be zany. In a bad way.
Oh.
Like, I think she's a wild card that could. I don't think she's going to sink the ship, but I think she's going to like stir up some things.
Would you say she wouldn't sink the ship, but she would rock the boat?
She might rock the boat.
The boat rocks itself, like guys. It loses stabilizers all the time.
Yeah, by the way, we get that preview of like, oh, here we go again. Hold on to everything, folks.
And on Watch What Happens Live, Sandy was like, well, it happens fairly frequently. Like, don't put me on that boat.
I want to ask Sean about that. I don't know how frequently that actually does happen. I could be like very uneducated in that, but I feel like
is home the lemon of the sea.
The guys and home, I think I put the photo up, or maybe I didn't. A couple weeks ago, we were driving to go have dinner, and we had dinner tonight with a friend who works in Bravo, and we were passing Rybovich Super Yacht, and Motor Yacht Home was there, and I was like, there it is. I watch that show every week. And Adam's like, you're so weird. I'm like, when you see a housewife, you do the same thing. I do the same thing with yachts. I'm like, that's Motor Yacht Home.
Jason,
she looks really pretty.
I've seen that toilet being scrubbed.
Can we go touch the boat?
Jason, you should get a picture in front of it. Go to the dock and take a photo with it.
No, I will. I had that photo, but like the interior, like I just die for this interior. Yeah. I love that we have a super modern
on the
looking boat on below deck. Like this is nice. I mean, my Sienna was like nothing, and Sirocco is fine for below deck bed, but Motor Yacht Home is like really, really nice. But I think someone who's helping it is like, it's nice to see Storm and a bosun be kind of organized. I mean, Reagan is now officially gone, probably looking for a new job to be a deckhand to learn from a bosun. But Storm has he has printed out schedules. They're organized. Sandy is impressed. So, I mean,
he had your favorite thing, a typewritten schedule.
Yes. I mean, listen, chicken scratch or whatever it's called. What is that called?
Scratch.
Yeah. Chicken scratch in pink pen on torn off paper from a spiral notebook is definitely not how you manage a yacht or schedules for a yacht. Pull out your computer, get on whatever Microsoft, whatever the hell you use, the Excel, Word. I open up notes, anything really, pages, make a schedule, print it out. There is a printer on board these yachts, right? They're not that, ancient. But it was good. And she's really impressed. So I think that's going to be good. Courtney has jumped in. She's kind of a quick learner.
I think she's going to be good. I think she's going to bring a fun energy. I don't think she's going to bring drama. I hope not.
I mean, listen, her and Z not only have a background of being kind of friends on the boat before in seasons prior, but they also have had a friendship since then off the show and off the yachts. So I'm wondering if there is a friendship or if there's a romantic relationship between Z and Courtney, or if we're going to see that at all, or if Courtney's going to go straight left and we might see her with someone else.
She's going to get to twerk, as she said.
I mean, I don't know. But
I like Z, by the way.
Z is like a cool energy, right?
Yeah, I think he'd be.
And I loved his story about playing golf, and I completely forgot.
Unpopular opinion. I don't like him. No,
really?
He's like the nicest guy in the world. Like
yeah.
How could you not like him?
It's kind of like a no.
You're saying I'm like super vanilla. No, I just think he's underplayed on the show, and we don't get to see a lot of him. And
Greg's like,
and he has been learning, and he wants to learn. I mean, if you follow his Instagram or anything else, he's always like trying to better himself in this industry and kind of learn and grow. I think he was just like taking some course. I think this was like 2 months ago. He was taking some course, and like another yachty person saw him and was like, I just wanted to take a photo with you because I've seen you on Below Deck. And Below Deck used to be a very unpopular show in the yachting industry, but it has like opened up. I mean, especially to me and to, people who don't know anything about the yachting industry, it has opened up a whole new world to people who want to charter a yacht or whatever, who never even knew that was a thing, or buy one. Because, we all have the money to buy a yacht.
I keep looking for the one I want.
If you stick around long enough, people start to like you. It's like a Kardashian. You know what I mean?
But to stay on the exterior too, right? You said a Kardashian. Adam's going to kill you. You cannot say that on Up and Adam. Adam loves the Kardashians.
Come at me, Adam. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Guys, tomorrow, Adam and I are going live. We're going to debate the Kardashians.
The Kardashians. Who's more popular, Kim Kardashian or Marilyn Monroe? Like, we've been
Oh
through
my
this.
God, I can't believe
Lord. Remember
he
you guys
tried that. I can't believe he tried that.
What?
No, Greg, we'll tell you later. It's infuriating what he texts. So,
yeah, it's funny. When Adam and, sometimes you guys text without me knowing.
We find that it's more
You're my friend, Josh. You can only be my
I have more fun with
Has to be a group chat.
Yeah.
That's funny, Shelly. She's pretty good at twerking, to be honest. I do want to jump in. Do you think, I just want to ask you guys this question, live chat too, if you're here, replay crew, same thing. Do you think that Storm is going to live up to Sandy's standards?
We did get that preview. I didn't watch the next episode, Jason, but we did get the preview at the end of this one. They tapped the dolphin again, and
but he was
little bitch.
That was a technology thing. That wasn't him.
But was it though? It seemed like she was. It sounded like what she was trying to say to him is, "You're like tapping it and talking at the same time. You need to tap it, let it engage, then talk." Yeah. And it seemed like she wasn't like allowing it to do that.
It was like he wasn't doing, like you weren't holding a button or I don't know.
If anything, I think if he should be at fault, it should be for not like yelling. Like they're on a boat. It's not like they're that far away, and she was outside, so he should be yelling like "stop!" Like there needs to be like a bell or something back there. You know what I mean?
Stop!
Hey!
Hello! You guys, have you ever seen what is Summer Heights High with Mr. G? I don't know if anyone has ever seen that before. He's like,
no.
What does he say? Something like, stop. I can just imagine Storm yelling that to Sandy. I'm sure she's going to hear him backing out this 200-foot boat.
Hey girl.
We're hitting.
Yeah.
Just do this and say, Reagan.
Yeah.
No, I hope it goes well. So we have seen a preview, of course, at the end of this episode that it does hit again. I've heard there's even another hit. So that's 3 hits. Let's say it's the wrong way, but there's 3 hits. But could it be? Look what Sandy posted. This photo of that marina is just so tight. Where is this photo? Here it is. How do you back a boat into this?
Nice.
Blame the dock.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, it's getting in when it's tight.
Oh God, Josh.
While enjoyable, it is difficult.
It's difficult. Look at that. I would think too, like, okay, so she has the option from what we see on the show. She can park kind of parallel to the dock, or she can, go like this with the back of the boat going in. But it just seems like from all of the wind and the swells and this, the tides and the tight spaces. It's like, how the hell do you park this? Yeah, it's like, shut up. Not hearing any of your bosun's calls. Good Lord. Okay, I want to jump into something else too, because I really think the star of Below Deck Med, and I'm going to say this, and I think we're going to see him as the Chief Stew next season in some capacity. I don't know on Below Deck Med or maybe another Below Deck franchise.
Do Kyle. They cross over franchises?
Some.
Okay.
Wait, has it ever happened? Wait, is this like a housewife thing? Let me think.
There has to be chat room. There has to be somebody who went.
Did someone cross over? Yes, chefs have. You had Chef Adam, Chef Ben. Yeah, chefs have definitely crossed over. I'm not sure about the crew, but you guys can really correct me in the chat or in the comments below. But I just feel like Kyle is a star. But in this moment, Kyle is just dealing with the worst pain possible, which Josh, your remedy, I'm going to have to send to him. For sure.
He needs that.
But he's dealing with this pain, and it's just putting everyone kind of on a whatever. I mean, how long will this last? And I'm just seeing Kyle going out for a minute, because say he needs a root canal or he needs something removed or a surgery. Now Courtney is stuck doing 2 jobs. And that's why I asked earlier, do you think that this is going to change the dynamic? And the point of, because you saw Natalia get mad because she set up this whole extravagant dinner for the guests. And we know how she likes to be there when the guests see it. And she wants to be on service, not always housekeeping after she's doing laundry all day. But now Natasha has forced Natalia to go do housekeeping. I'm going to put Courtney on service. It's causing
I think a big part of that was that they were also at the dock. They weren't out on the ocean or on the water. So I think that's a huge factor. Like once they're out there, then Courtney will have other things to do.
Plus, remember, like she was brought in to help kind of save the day. I'm sure the last thing she's going to do is gripe and whine when she's being asked right now to kind of help save the day. So
I mean, she has expressed she wants to show Captain Sandy she can be good on the dock, but at the same time, I don't think you really if you worked with Sandy before, you really probably don't want to disappoint her at all. Like I've never met her, and I don't want to disappoint her when I meet her.
I think I've already just accepted the fact I will disappoint her when I meet her. I think it's just unfortunately, like, yes, she's there to be on the deck. It's kind of like a perfect storm, you will. We keep saying this, but it's a perfect storm of like kind of just some bad situations one after another kind of piling up to where they need her to kind of help with that. I don't think it's going to become the norm, because until these couple things happen and until she arrived, the interior was just kicking ass. Yeah, I mean, like it's not like
they killed it.
Yeah.
And what Nat has to realize is that, because it was Nat that got put into like laundry, right? Or cleaning.
Yeah, Natalia.
Nat. What she needs to realize is that Courtney was put on service purely because she was brought over. So if you're bringing someone over, you're going to give them the job that's like most favorable, I think. You're not going to give them like this, the easiest, most accountable job. You're not going to give them a job that like really requires knowledge of the boat, knowledge of where everything is. Like Nat can just go off and do it. And you don't want to ruffle the feathers of like Courtney, who just got there. So I think it was the right move on Tasha's part.
Yeah.
I'm watching the chat. A lot of people are suggesting that Captain Sandy uses 2 dolphin emojis as her to identify herself online. I think that's what they're saying, which is hilarious. Also,
that's funny.
The chat blew up as I knew we could count on them.
Yes, because we do have a changeover cast member, Aisha, but that was a new. I mean, like, yes. I mean, she went from one. She is a crossover, but was in a new franchise. But I don't think we've ever seen, like, besides the chefs, crossover from the current franchises.
What
but
Aisha
Aisha
is it? They
Aisha
have
was
every single spelling of it on there.
It's the same Aisha, just different spellings. But Aisha was on Below Deck Med under Hannah, who is rumored to come back to Below Deck Med. I don't believe that at all, because she has a daughter. She's doing she's having a family, and she has a big.
No one's brought a daughter on board before.
How would that work? Like,
stay in the room.
Just like the biggest stack of coloring books you've ever seen.
Here's your iPad.
Yeah.
I mean, she might be old enough by then, but I don't know if she would want to leave her.
Here's crayons.
but that's true. I mean, Aisha is a great example, but I mean, we really haven't seen. We've seen, of course, male stews on Below Deck. We've seen gay male stews on Below Deck. We haven't seen a gay male chief stew. And then, Josh, we kind of got excited.
Or straight.
We
haven't had a male.
Or, actually, maybe a straight male chief interior chief stew might be great. Probably would be more organized than some of these chief stews we've seen since
Jason just going full sense right now, and it's
I'm trying to think like maybe it would be better. Maybe Storm would be a good chief stew, to be honest. But I would love to see, like we were talking about in Below Deck season 9. I'm so sorry, guys.
Apparently,
Frasier was a kind of a good example of like, oh, that'd be fun to see Frasier. But now I'm watching Kyle. I'm like, Kyle has this energy that is just so. And I'm not just saying that because he has done an interview with Up and Adam. It's in the description below. He is amazing. We are hanging out with him in like a couple of weeks, so we're gonna get him on here as well. I really like his energy. Like I just really do, and I think he'd be like, he is reality TV meets yachting, right? There's no denying that.
Yeah. Now, riddle me this: what if we had a crew with the both of them on it together?
Frasier and Kyle.
Then this would be the same situation we're in with Kyle and Natalia. Who is second stew? Who is chief stew? I mean, this would be like a whole fight.
Do you think they'd be into each other?
Getting catty, Josh. I don't know how that would work.
I think I'm
Josiah was great
Bravo
too.
Bug. No, you would have to make them both second stews, like kind of what we have right now. Neither of them could be chief stew if we put them on the same boat. It would be done. It would be it'd
be great TV.
It would be
great TV.
Too many cocks in the hen house.
Something to think
like
about.
What?
What's the saying? Too many cocks in the hen house. Isn't there like a saying?
What in the what?
What'd you say? Let's ask Captain Sean.
Ask Captain Sean right now. I'm gonna ask him. Sean, too many cocks?
Dear Captain Sean.
That? What do you think?
Hey, okay. So the last, as we wrap up here, we have the guests who haven't really left the dock yet at all.
Unfortunately, poor guests. Yeah.
Right.
And that really sucks. And that puts not only the pressure on the crew, the captain, whatever, but I'm just thinking of myself as like, do I want to go on a golf cart tour of Malta and go see Valletta and go see all these things, which I probably am seeing before or after the charter?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm paying to be on this yacht, and I know it sucks, but that is the risk charter guests take getting on these yachts, right?
Yeah.
So how do you think they did? Because they did provide really good food. They promised a really good, cake and birthday show. But are they doing enough for these charter guests?
I think it was cool for us as the audience to see Malta. Like we got to see a little bit more of that, which we don't usually see.
Very true.
So the crew was out. But I think to your point, they probably already had that planned before or after to bookend the trip. Like when you go on a cruise, if you're launching out of Miami, you're going to spend a little bit of time in Miami. Like, why wouldn't you?
Right.
Great food, great people. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. And Sadie Lady, can you ask Captain Sean if the guests get a refund? If they don't get off the dock, they do not. So that is something they do sign when they do the charter. So that is something you have to be willing to accept to go on, which kind of sucks. That's why they have seasons, because seasons work out. You have the Med season, which is happening right now until about October, November. Then it becomes the Caribbean season. So all of the yachts from the Med do a crossing. They'll be here. Most of those yachts
coming to you guys live from a yacht in the Mediterranean.
That's why you're rocking.
I'm in the Caribbean and it's getting rocky. Our stabilizers are rough. No, but so they will come over to the Caribbean. Like if you look at boat shows, you can see how this kind of the seasons run, right? So Monaco has their boat show at the end of September, and then in the Med they'll finish off their season, and then all the boats will come over here for the Fort Lauderdale boat show. which is the end of October, which kind of begins the Caribbean season of charters on the yachts. And then we have the Palm Beach Yacht Show, which happens in March, which kind of ends off the Caribbean season. So you have the seasons where you're like, okay, I'm not going to hit a hurricane, hopefully, if I go in the Caribbean between November and let's say March or April. And the same thing in the Med. It should be a little better. The season should be a little better since it's drier over there and it's, I don't know.
And you think about it from a business standpoint, like that's not good business to be in the wrong place at the right time. So when they're airing shows where they're like docked like that, I'm sure that people that are looking to take these trips are thinking, well, not going to Malta. So they want to make the most of it as they can. But then they also want to right?
And Endub asked, why can't they transfer to a smaller boat and at least go out to sea for a swim or snorkeling, whatever they do in that area? The thing is, though, if you're on a huge yacht and it feels like this, if you're on a little boat, it feels like this. Like
it's bad. And then also the areas you could go out to participate in any kind of water sports would have to be out of the marina, because it's kind of gross to be in the marina, and that there's boat traffic. You're not going to see anything if you snorkel. You're going to be paddleboarding on swells. It's just like not fun. So I mean, I get it, but like to charter a yacht. And I was thinking about this. I'm like, this is a cool excursion that they did, and the crew took their time and had fun with them and went on these golf carts. But I'm like, we didn't charter this. You could have gone on a golf cart tour anytime. I'm glad that was all taken care of. But it's like, I want to be on the damn boat,
Yeah.
But
backing into dolphins.
We do get out of the marina. We get. I mean, listen, the male strippers didn't hurt, but I don't think it helped. Shelly, this is funny. No, I do have to say though, so at the very end of the episode, we can leave the dock, we can leave the marina, we can get out, and now this is Storm's basically time to shine, and then we see his radio just not working. And I don't know if it's not working or he wasn't able to communicate through it or do the right thing, but how is this moving forward? Again, I asked you guys earlier, what do you think of Sandy's expectations for Storm? Is he going to live up to her expectations? Because I really feel like he has showed her leadership qualities, leadership skills, so far. And now I think she's kind of expecting, I think he can do this and it's going to be great. Is she going to have some hesitation from this, or are we going to let this go because of the radio situation?
I think it's a tech thing.
I do. I think it may be partially operator too, but he's been using the radios this whole time. So I have to think he knows how to use them, but maybe he's not using them in in moments where you need accuracy fast. So maybe he is clipping the tops of his messages, but it didn't matter before. But yeah, I mean, other than backing into something that could damage the boat, I think he's doing great. So it'll be interesting to see how she responds to this. And
One, I don't know if you noticed, unrelated, but towards the end of the show, Tosh the whole time has been texting her ex-boyfriend, right? And he noticed that it said like ex-boyfriend said this, she said this, whatever. The last time they cut to her doing that, the ex was gone and it just said boyfriend. Did you see that?
Well, and she did kind of say like they're going to work it out or whatever.
So I'm excited to see where that goes.
Tweety tweet. That is from next episode, I assume, which I have not watched yet. So
I think it is from next episode, and I'm getting confused, guys. I always cheat a little bit, and I try not to. Jason. I know. No, listen. This is Adam's fault, so just blame Adam and everything. He's like, "Can we please watch the next episode of Below Deck?" I'm like, "Why are you not covering it with us?" That's because we do it at 11 p.m. and Adam's in bed.
I know.
But
because he has to wake up at 4 a.m. to start
the next episode. I do have to say, I've only watched 20 minutes of the next episode, and it is not like this, because we call these episodes on Housewives filler episodes, and I felt like this one was kind of filler. We're getting a new cast member. We're not really going anywhere on the yacht. Not a lot is happening. We're not getting a lot of that whole like drama. I do want to see what happens with Kyle. I want to, how far that's going to go. I want to see how Storm does or what does react, what comes from that whole situation. Because I know that when you leave the marina, you have to come back into the marina. So is it going to be like a Reagan coming back into the marina, or is Storm going to like step up and something's going to be different?
Storm's going to step up.
I think too. He's a competent guy. She wants him to succeed. You know what I mean? So I think things will be fine. I think we're going to have him through the rest of the season.
Plus, he's provisional. That means that he's being taught. Like it's like your provisional driver's license.
Yeah,
but
Sandy needs to have a break in her side of the car.
How long will that last, though? Like, do you think like because of what just transpired at the end of this episode, it's going to take a lot of time, and you're going to be this provisional, whatever? Or do you think by like the next episode or two, like he'll be the bosun and that's it?
I think that's a good point. I think it'll extend his provisionalness. I don't see Storm like lasting so long in that provisional thing, just because of his background and his experience and his story. He is just kind of like a leader. He's like an older brother. He's a leader. He, is with, his single mother for, I just see him as stepping up. So I hope to see that. I thought that was really funny. I think Tess posted this on Twitter earlier. I came to get down with these anchor. We need to make these.
She bought the shirt. She said she's wearing it too. Tess, you are in the chat right now. Are you indeed wearing the shirt?
Please give us this link. I want to get this shirt.
She said yes.
She's not
teasing us. So Tess, you gotta post the link so everyone can get one. I came to get down. That's like perfect for the Naughty Yachties.
I love it. Is this your shirt?
It is.
And we really need to go. Yes, so let's go buy it. Like, give us the link. We want to buy this. This is so fun. We can all wear this for Anchor Watch and all our Naughty Yachties. Okay, Tess says she's gonna post it on Twitter.
The color choice too.
Yeah, excellent. And I love
Tess is gonna post it on Twitter. She says so. But hopefully, Tess, if you can post it in the comments here, and Jason will pin it.
And I'll actually add it to the description, but I will pin it as well. Yeah. I need to add Worth Avenue Yachts. You have to check that out, guys. But to wrap it up here, what are we looking forward to?
Resolution on the Storm thing, for one. I just want to make sure everything goes okay, that we're not losing Storm or nothing. And then I'm just excited. Well, Kyle, fix your face. And then please. And then other than that, I think I'm excited just to see the crew like settling in with Courtney. Let's see some fun. Have we had a day off lately? I feel like they've just been working, but
not like we haven't a day off like this in a minute.
We've got to have a day off coming, right? Like, let's have a day off. Let's see some fun. Let's see them blowing off steam.
See what the new dynamics are. That'll be interesting because between Tasha and Dave, like, what's that going to look like? Is he going to drink again? Is she going to drink? Is she going to like mess with his head? Like, that'll be very telling when alcohol is once again introduced into their systems.
This is true because she has not shared with him that like she's kind of like back
and
with
she's talking about how she's gonna like. There's no reason. There's no reason for
just
her to
be
do that.
Quiet. Stay in your cabin. Ignore it. The situation is over, but this is below deck. Like, this is going to happen.
Yeah, the producer's like, you should probably tell him. You should probably let him know as a courtesy.
Guys, there's 110 in the room. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. It helps us out tremendously. I do have to say one thing I'm looking forward to is in the previews, we've seen a little kind of drama or I don't know, some kind of situation between Kyle and Natalia. And like, I cannot understand it. By watching Kyle and by watching Natalia, I'm like, how can these two have an issue? But there is an issue coming up. And I think it might stem from the whole tooth thing, from him being like kind of absent for a minute, not very long, but for a minute. And then her having to like pick up where he was absent. I think that's what's happening because this is not like we're 6 episodes in. We haven't gotten a mid-season trailer, which comes in soon, So this, I think, is going to transpire sooner than we think. But I'm kind of curious to see like what that's going to be about.
Yeah.
But that's
Well, and
it.
dental stuff's serious, so
It's the worst. It's the worst
could be on
pain in
like
the world.
some sort of like painkiller or something. Who knows what's going to be introduced
I went
into
to the
their
dentist
systems.
week and had a cleaning.
That's not the
Is
same.
that why
thing.
you had that towel ready just in case your teeth started hurting?
Is that why your teeth are
Always.
so bright?
My teeth are
Ding.
so
Oh,
bright.
shit.
Oh, well, like your teeth aren't. Look at your iPod looks yellow compared to your teeth.
It's like that Instagram filter where everyone's like holding a banana. I don't get it.
Wait, what? What Instagram are you on, Greg?
What
I didn't
kind
think
of banana
holder
watching
looked
Instagram are you on?
I just see a lot of bananas.
Yeah. Is your Instagram spelled GRINDR?
Instagram.
Instagrind? Are you on there?
Good Lord have mercy, guys. Thank you for joining us for
Follow us
Anchor
on
Watch.
Grindr.
And a recap. Make sure you
Okay.
do you
That
pair
makes sense
on
now.
I don't know how Grindr works. Do you pair? Do you swipe? I don't know how it works, but go follow Greg on Grindr and we will see you guys.
Hey, Greg and I are on Twitter at SeeJoshGo and at Gregory the Greg. And Greg, your Instagram is also at Gregory the Greg, right?
It is, and I need to post some stuff on there very soon.
But until you do, I'm not adding that to the description below. But when you no, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Really?
I will add
Hey.
that to the description.
Speaking of though, not really. Next time you bring me on, can you bring Adam on too? Just for like the first.
So
10
he
minutes.
won't come on if it's a bad episode. So I don't think you guys will ever be on
that's why I'm here.
together.
Yeah,
Okay.
we only
Yeah.
bring
That
you
makes
on
sense.
when it's a
No, actually,
really
we
crappy
are
movie
planning on
episode.
having Adam on soon, but there will be a surprise at the same time. So Anchor watches.
So I need to like. Do I need to wear like a cake? Is that?
It's not. It's actually where it oil up is what.
I saw an Instagram video about that too.
Again,
Oh, I
I
thought
don't
you
think
saw
you're
it
on
on
Instagram,
Grindr.
Greg. I think you're on a different app. I'll talk to you
Yeah,
about that.
we'll talk after
Oh.
this.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
have a great night and leave your comments below and let us know what you're looking forward to. But also, most importantly, I want to know what you think of Storm coming up and how he will do as a bosun and if this will be next episode.
We will have him
I wish I'm not
cover.
watching
Agree with
the
me.
new episode after this week. I promise
Stop
I'm not
doing it.
watching it.
Folks,
Yeah.
don't watch the episode until after the show drops because it just flavors everything. I don't watch it because I don't want to.
No, fucking Peacock. It ruins it. It ruins it. Why are you doing
And
that
it
to
comes
us?
right on, right? With that, like it's like
Yeah, it's like you can watch, it's
Yeah.
Monday and you can watch
Oh my
2
God, let's go.
episodes.
Folks, we love
All
you
right.
guys. We'll see
All
you
right, have
next
a good night,
week.
guys.
We will be here
Bye,
same
everyone.
time.
thanks for having me.